Everyone, Matt Case here with your afternoon update for the Blizzard of 2026. Let's get right into it here as we have a big event headed our way. Starting here, we're looking at live radar across our region. We can see some heavier precipitation just starting to move into central Jersey here. You're going to hit Long Island soon enough, 5 boroughs in New York City, northern Jersey into Westchester County, and fill in across the area later this afternoon and into tonight. So again, looking at active live watches, warnings, and advisories in effect, we can see a very colorful board here. So we got a lot to talk about. So let's get to it here. Looking at winter weather advisories just north of the capital region into Saratoga County and into the southern Adirondacks. Once we look a little further south of that and towards Albany, out west towards Oneonta, we'll see winter storm warnings in effect. This carries all the way down into the Hudson Valley, out towards Poughkeepsie, and even over to Delaware County. As we look even further south of that, this is where we're going to see our biggest impacts from the storm, which is in our orange. We have our blizzard warnings in effect. Putnam County, Sullivan County, Rockland County, Westchester County, all of the 5 boroughs, and out through the eastern end of Suffolk County, we'll see blizzard warnings in effect. Now, let's take a live look at what's going on outside right now. This is a camera atop one of the buildings in Manhattan, courtesy of the New York State Mesonet. Again, we can see here maybe a snowflake or two flying around the area. Biggest thing you can see here is reduced visibility already, and we don't even have precipitation really falling yet. So that's going to get worse later on this afternoon, which is why we have our blizzard warnings in effect once that snow starts to fall. Again, you can barely see the top of some of these buildings here. So we are really going to not be able to have much visibility later this afternoon. Now looking at temperatures, again, this is courtesy of the New York State Mesonet. We can see just north here of the Hudson Valley to the capital region, we'll have temperatures at that freezing mark or just below. As we make our way further south, we'll have, again, temperatures at or above that freezing mark. And once we make our way down south towards Westchester County, we're looking at Staten Island here into the mid-30s. Again, out towards Suffolk County here, 33 out in Stony Brook. So a possible wet or slushy snowflake to start the event before we transition to all snow later on as we have cold air ushered in from the north. Now, let's run out the model here. We're going to restart right now. Perfect. And we can see a little bit of mixed precipitation to start, like I said, before later on this afternoon around 3 o'clock, we have that heavy snow start to fill in from south to north here. We'll see those darker blues indicative of heavy snow banding. And again, we make our way up to the Hudson Valley, into the capital region, all throughout Connecticut. This will move on later on overnight here. And by noon tomorrow, we should be clearing out for the lunch hour. Now, again, looking at forecasted winds here, we are looking at winds measured in knots. I could not find a map that's measured in miles per hour, but knots are very similar to miles per hour, so let me break it down for you here real quick. We'll see our low start right off here, and it will hug the coast and work its way out to sea here just south of Vancouver. But again, our low is between 960 and 970 millibars, which is indicative of very strong winds. Low pressure, very strong winds associated with that. So again, we'll see close to 50-knot winds here off the east end of Long Island, portions of Jersey Shore and into the city here. Even just north into our area suburbs there, we'll see strong winds of 50 knots, which is equivalent to close to 40 miles per hour winds. So speaking of that, what does a blizzard warning require to be issued? So number one, we need sustained winds of frequent gusts to 35 miles per hour or greater. And this and is very important because we can have the strong winds, but we need considerable falling or blowing snow to reduce the visibility to less than 1/4 of a mile. And that has to be for at least 3 or more hours. If we don't have that, we don't have a blizzard warning in effect. We are going to see that as we just saw those strong winds and large snowfall totals coming our way. Looking at some of the impacts of this storm, we can see the winter storm severity impact here issued by the WPC Weather Prediction Center. And we can see the purples here indicative of extreme impacts. So we're going to have extreme travel delays. Travel is not advised at this time. You're probably going to have some travel bans down south. This afternoon is going to be my guess. But again, as we look further north into the area, we can see some red, a lot of red here in our viewing area, a little bit of orange once we work our way up to the capital region and up towards Saratoga County. We'll see the yellows there for minor impacts. But again, we'll see major impacts across the viewing area from this storm. It's going to be a big one. Now, as we look at snowfall totals here, we are looking at the HRRR. This is our latest run from 12Z or 8 o'clock this morning. And we can see down towards Islip here, 19.2 inches. New York City, Central Park, 16.6, 16.8 White Plains, 13.8 up towards Poughkeepsie, 8.9 up towards Albany. And we'll see definitely some stronger totals down here, close to 2 feet in portions of Jersey. We will also take a look at the North American model here, which is very similar to this. So we like to see strong agreement on the day of the storm, which means we're going to see these heavy totals. Again, 19.4 out in Islip here, 12.8 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, 10.3 towards Poughkeepsie, 6 in Albany. We'll see a little bit less in the Jersey Shore with this model, but we'll see a bullseye here possibly. Eastern Connecticut, again, Eastern Massachusetts as well. We'll see where that really heavy banding sets up. That's where the storm is. That's where our biggest snowfall totals will be with this storm, is where that banding sets up. Those dark blues on that model radar there, that's where we're going to see our biggest totals. Now, you could see anywhere from, 19.4 inches close to, 5.9 inches. Again, that's not that far of a distance here. So you can really see where this storm is tracking here. Now, as we look at our snowfall predictions here, this is according to the National Weather Service here. So again, we can see Islip 11 to 27 inches of snow. JFK 7 to 27. Now you may be saying, why are we at such a big range of totals here, and we're how many hours out from the storm? Well, again, it's where that banding is going to set up. Where you have those strongest bands is where you're going to see the greatest snowfall totals from the storm. So again, across our viewing area, Montauk 8 to 23 inches. I think we're going to be on the higher side no matter what. I'm not predicting anywhere near 8 inches. Where we could run into some issues of where we're on the low or high side is once we get a little further west of New York City, north and west of New York City. So we can see like White Plains here, 9 to 23, New City, 7 to 23. This is going to be our toughest forecast zone, depending on how west that storm shifts. Because over our past few model runs, we've been seeing a north and west track of that storm. But again, we're going to see our greatest totals across Long Island here, down towards the Jersey Shore, northern Jersey Shore here, 10 to 30 inches forecasted. Now, as we look a little further north here, we're going to move into the capital region. This is the Albany Weather Service forecasting. Before you saw the Upton Weather Service forecasting for that area. Again, this is Albany, which encompasses Dutchess County and north here, portions of Connecticut here, and Vermont. So we can see a little bit, again, 3 to 10 in Albany here. Again, a very sharp gradient once you get just north of Albany, which is why we have a winter weather advisory issued up there. 1 to 5 up in Glens Falls. Again, Oneonta anywhere from 2 to 8 inches. Hunter Mountain here, 6 to 22. Elevation is going to play a big role in this game once you get north of the Hudson Valley here. If you're on the upslope of mountain, you're going to see some stronger snow totals. Downslope of mountain, Valley, Albany here, you could see anywhere between 3 and 10. So this is a big possibility here. We can see really anywhere between 3 and 10 inches in Albany. So again, a very tough forecast here. We're going to play a major effect the further south you move. So please be careful, be alert,